So Carlos Alcaraz has done it. He takes out Jannik Sinner in 5 sets in a battle in Paris. Jannik had some cramping issues, had some physical problems, but resolved it. And Alcaraz played clutch tennis at the end to finish off the match. We're going to talk about the ebbs and flows in this match. We're going to talk about who did what better and why Carlos was able to win, even though he had won less points and he looked like he was down pretty hard at the beginning. And we're going to talk about him going forward, how amazing he is, and just talk about this rivalry because it is special and we are lucky to be able to watch it. So here's a reaction and analysis to Carlos Alcaraz taking out Jannik Sinner in the Roland Garros semifinals 2024. What a match. What a match. Wasn't maybe the highest quality that we've seen in some of their other battles, but I think there's a great reason for that, and we'll get into it. But thanks for being here. If you're new here, smash the subscribe button. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Slice. And Roland Garros has been awesome so far. We've got the new generation taking over the men's side of the draw this finals weekend. Obviously, there's going to be a brand new Roland Garros winner. And Alcaraz took one step closer to getting that, taking out Jannik Sinner today in 5 sets. So it was, I'll call it a battle. I'll call it, a war of attrition. I think the main reason that it wasn't as high quality as some of the other matches that we saw from them, and not people are, I think, overreacting to that. I think some of the other matches we've seen for them have just been crazy, where they just stand at the baseline and they just have ridiculous rallies for the entire match. This match has, this is the first of them, whoever wins this is going to the Roland Garros final where they will be the favorite. And there's a lot of pressure on the line. Sinner just became world number one. Alcaraz, really wants to not fall behind him. In a sense. And, they were pretty cagey when they came out, I thought. And, Sinner played great at the beginning. Alcaraz didn't have his game. His serve wasn't doing anything. And then Alcaraz really got into the match in the second set, was able to wrestle back some momentum. And then in the third set, Sinner started to cramp, but then it distracted Alcaraz, and Sinner was able to pull out that set. And then Alcaraz was able to lock in, find his serve really well, play really well behind it, win that set, and then be clutch in the fifth set to kind of use the things that I thought would have let him win from the get-go. So yes, we called it here on the site. If you watched the last video, I explained why I thought Alcaraz would win this match, and he did. So that makes me feel good. Makes me feel nice inside. Makes me feel like I know a little bit what I'm talking about. So, okay, let's look at the general stats of the match first here. So obviously 5 sets. Sinner wins the first set 6-2. Alcaraz wins the second set 6-3. Sinner comes back 6-3 the third set, and then 6-4, 6-3 Alcaraz to close it out. Not simple. Nothing was straightforward about this match. It was a lot of ups and downs. Both guys weren't playing their best tennis at the same time for most of it. There was times when it got pretty good. The fourth set was pretty good. And then the end of the fifth set was, Sinner, had to make Alcaraz think about it. But he served it out because he's clutch. Stats for the match, pretty similar serving stats. First serve, Alcaraz got more first serves in, won a lower percentage of his first serve. This is going to be a big stat we're going to take a look at in each individual set because it makes a huge difference. So Sinner had more, in the whole match, won a higher percent of his first serve. That was to be expected, but it didn't pay off in him winning the match because this clay surface obviously negates a bit of the serving emphasis. And then break points converted. They both broke each other 6 times. Carlos forced 14 break point chances. Total points won. Sinner had 2 more. 65 winners for Alcaraz, pretty crazy, to 58 unforced errors. And then more 39 winners for Sinner, and 44 unforced errors. So more unforced errors than winners for Sinner. Alcaraz goes for his game and, played very well. So that's huge. Let's look at this rally analysis. This is interesting. I haven't looked at this. I circled in my keys to the match as the 0 to 4 point, uh, 0 or 1 to 4 shot category rally. I thought if Alcaraz could win this, that would be huge. And he did. He got 4 more than Sinner, but really just him hanging with Sinner in this category and not letting Sinner run away with a lot of free points on first serve and right behind it. That's huge. So Alcaraz ended up getting a lot off of his first serve, like unreturned first serves, especially in the fifth set, trying to close it out. Sinner couldn't return his out wide slider forehand serve. But Alcaraz was able to follow up his serves and get, win these shorter points, more than Sinner was, which is huge, I think. And then they were pretty close in the other rallies. But I thought if Sinner was able to dominate in that shorter rally point total, then he would have had success. But Alcaraz was able to match with him and even outperform him there. So that's interesting to me. So let's go set by set. So I'll just take this out there because we don't want to get too into the numbers. But set by set, I focused on a few things. So set 1, Sinner comes out of the gate and plays great. He hits the ball huge. He takes names. He's feeling good. And the amount of depth and pace that he was hitting with, is incredible. So one of the camera angles went and kind of showed it from more of a court level view. And you really, if you haven't played tennis at a high level, it's basically hard to explain. It's impossible to explain how hard it is and how not common it is to see Sinner hitting balls from up around his head, around his shoulder, just roasting it to like a foot from the baseline time and time again. Just that pace, that depth from balls out of the strike zone was crazy. So Sinner was just playing at a super high level. And I think Alcaraz tried to go bang, bang with him from the baseline and he was trying to go big and it wasn't working. And Sinner was just a bit too good in that first set. And you started to feel Alcaraz spin the tires a little bit. So the stats there for the first serve win percentage, Sinner 85% first set, Alcaraz only 44% in the first set. The win percentage on the first serve. So Alcaraz wasn't getting anything behind his first serve, and Sinner was just winning most of the points in general, hitting through Alcaraz. Second set, Sinner broke. Broke right away in the first game and then held. So it was up 2-0. And you're starting to think, Sinner's is he going to run away with this? And then, nope. Alcaraz holds serve. Then Sinner's level drops maybe a little bit in his second service game. And Alcaraz starts to get something, starts to get into these rallies more. And, people are saying, like, at that point, the courts were drying out a little bit more. Sinner's movement wasn't as tight. And he was, Alcaraz was starting to find his range and push him a bit more. And then Alcaraz got more confidence, ended up breaking Sinner in the next game, in the fourth game of the match or the set. And then Alcaraz holds, and then Alcaraz breaks again to go 4-2. So he wins 4 games on the trot there. 5 games on the trot. Holds after that, gets the 5-2. And that's really where Alcaraz showed up and got into the match. So if you look at those stats again, Sinner only had 3 winners in that set compared to 7 in the first. And then Alcaraz had 14 winners, 13 unforced errors, but 14 winners. So he's really going for it more and getting more purchase with it, making his shots. And then he had 68% win percentage on his first serve, up from 44 in the first set. So, and then that was actually Sinner only had 62% win on his first serve. So yeah, Carlos stepped up there. Sinner lagged a little bit in the second set, and Alcaraz was able to take it. So now we're really into this match. So Sinner holds, Alcaraz holds, and then Alcaraz breaks in the third game of the set. And you start to see Sinner flexing his arm, It was like his left arm was starting to get cramps. And that's, all the commentators were talking about. It's like not that hot. What's going on? Usually cramps start in one place and then kind of spread to the rest of the body. So I'm having like nightmares thinking about back to last year's final where Alcaraz got cramps after the second set and basically ruined the match. He couldn't compete. So I was hoping that would not be the case. But it made me think that, with Sinner having to pull out of Rome pull out of Madrid halfway through and have that hip issue. He couldn't really train and keep his fitness up off court where Alcaraz could, because you could still do leg work with, a hurt forearm like Alcaraz had. So maybe the conditioning wasn't quite there for Sinner. Maybe the nerves caused the cramping a little bit. That's what the guys were talking about. But it's a big match, so you can't really blame him. But the crazy thing is he was able to eventually get over it. But I was thinking, okay, Alcaraz is going to run away with the set, but Sinner ends up breaking back, and with in the sixth game to get it to 4-2, and then in the fourth game to get it to 2-2, and then with his cramping, saves break points, holds, and then breaks again 4-2. And it was almost like with the cramping going on the other side, Carlos got almost like a little distracted and stopped playing, stopped returning well, stopped being locked in with his movement and his game plan. And Sinner was able, it's like, beware the injured warrior is what I tweeted out. It's like, it's injured. He can just go for shots. He started hitting huge again in the third set. And then also you feel like Sinner or Alcaraz got distracted by that a little bit and let up. So that wasn't great from Alcaraz's part, but it was really impressive to see Sinner dig in like that. So in that set, Sinner's first serve win percentage went back up to 77%, and Alcaraz has stayed high at 69%. But the common theme, the first three sets, the person who had the higher first serve win percentage won all three sets, and actually all 5 sets in the match, which is pretty crazy. I don't know if that's great. Yeah, it's important, obviously. Set 4, Alcaraz holds, Sinner holds, Alcaraz holds, Sinner holds, 2-2, Alcaraz holds, Sinner holds again after tight ones. Alcaraz starts to get more purchase, though, starts to move Sinner around, starts to do more of the stuff that we thought he needed to do. Use the ball high, kick it high, play deep, get shorter balls from Sinner, then move him, and gets to 4-4. Tennis is getting awesome. I have in here at the fourth set, and Alcaraz is serving first, so he holds to get to 5-4. Better rallies, better level of tennis, and then 30 all. You get to 30 all off of a Jannik Sinner smash miss. He missed this smash there to get to 30 all, and then Carlos Alcaraz hits a backhand down the line to set up break point, and then breaks. And it's just like that's how quick it goes. Game 10, it was Sinner had a smash to get to 40-15, and then he's probably going to hold. He misses it. Carlos makes him pay on the next point, backhand down the line winner, and breaks on the next point. So that was close, right? Like that set right there. If Sinner can stay locked in, stay focused, doesn't miss that smash, maybe he wins it in 4. But Alcaraz finds a way, punches back, gets back 2-2 in the set. And again, first serve win percentage for that, 80% for Sinner, pretty high in that set, but 94% for Carlos Alcaraz. So he was able to find a way to probably serve more accurately, serve better. He started to hit more, get more, I would say, aces and unreturned serve in these last 2 sets. But he was also just playing better behind it, playing more confidently in general, and just locking in 94% first serve win percentage off getting 63% of his first serves in. So great serving performance there in the 4th set from Alcaraz. And in the 5th set, you felt like Alcaraz had the momentum. Comes in. He holds the serve. Mind you, I think he served first in every single every set except for the 3rd, I believe. Yeah, that's interesting. So I think you have the advantage when you're serving first in a set, personally. Alcaraz breaks early, 2-0. So yeah, and then another insane backhand pass that was I think the little dip over the net from Carlos to get to set up the break in the second game of the 5th set, breaks him. And then this is where I start to really see Alcaraz do exactly what he does best on clay, with the variety, and why I thought, because of his movement, his variety, he would be able to win. In the 3rd game, it's 30 all. On the 30 all point, he kicks it wide, and then he does a big forehand cross. So he kicks it wide, pulls Sinner off the court, then he rips the forehand cross. Sinner has to get to it. Then he comes forward, drop shot. That's all he does. It's just like, that's like textbook for him. Kicks it wide, rips forehand, comes in, drops it. It's just too much variety, too much spin, and then gets a free point on the first serve after that to get to 3-0. And then Sinner holds, but Alcaraz is just able to stay ahead there. Yeah, and then another huge kick later to fend off to break, and then there's this backhand swinging volley. Actually, this was crazy. So there's a backhand swinging volley that Alcaraz hit up the line, and the ball was actually going wide, but he chose to play and he hit it up the line. It was actually very reminiscent to when Djokovic at their Wimbledon final played the forehand up the line swinging volley because it was coming back in with the wind, and then he missed that. And then that was like a huge point for Alcaraz to go on and win. Alcaraz here plays it, similar kind of shot on the backhand, makes it up the line, goes on to win. So that's clutch. That's clutch. Sinner holds, goes to 4-2. Game 7. Yeah, it's just for the last 3 games, Sinner had to break, but Alcaraz, he just couldn't get the returns back in play when he needed to. Alcaraz was serving good. A lot of unreturned serve there. In the last 3 games, unreturned first serve, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, unreturned second serve, 6, 7. Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 free points in the last 3 games that Alcaraz got off his first serve, and that's just a great serving performance and general performance of clutchness to get over the line from Alcaraz. So, what do you say? Carlos Alcaraz is a big time, big point, big tournament player, and so is Sinner. But Alcaraz wins on this one, and I think that's a lot has to do with the surface. He's more comfortable on it. He's better on it. And I thought with his movement and his physicality and his variety, that came out in the 4th and 5th sets, but it doesn't mean it wasn't close the whole time. And I think the physicality with Sinner cramping and Sinner, maybe not being as fit as Alcaraz with the hip injury played a part for sure. What I don't think played a part was the pressure. So I don't think, like I said, I was like, maybe being number 1 in the world will play a part for Sinner. I don't think it did. I think he played a pretty good match. Alcaraz was just a bit better, especially in the 4th and 5th sets. So yeah, Carlos Alcaraz, what can you say about this kid? I mean, we could just talk for hours about how incredible he is. He's the youngest player ever to reach a major final on all 3 surfaces. Younger than Nadal, Courier, Federer, Djokovic, anyone. Crazy. Carlos Alcaraz is him. So yeah, in general, that was a great match. These are the matches we want to see. As I said, going forward, I'm thinking they're going to be on the opposite sides of the draw for most times because they're going to be 1 and 2 in the world for a long time. And it's going to be super interesting to see these finals. It would almost be better if it was a final, but I'm sure for the next 10 years, we're going to see tons and tons of Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz playing in the final of Roland Garros and all the other majors. So that was a treat. Thank you guys for watching this analysis. Thanks for subscribing. Next matchup is Ruud versus Zverev. I won't have a reaction after that, but I will have obviously some shorter clips here previewing the final. But whoever plays Zverev or Ruud in the final against Alcaraz, it's going to be super interesting. I think if it's Ruud, I think Alcaraz is a pretty big favorite. To be honest, Alcaraz just has more clutchness, more experience. He's already won 2 majors. Ruud's never won a major, and Alcaraz has dominated Ruud in a few matches. But Zverev wins and he makes the final. Form-wise, Zverev can beat Alcaraz. We know that for a fact. He's beaten him. He owns the head-to-head record 5-4. But Alcaraz has won 2 majors. Zverev's never won a major. Zverev has choked big time in major finals before. He's choked in lots of matches. So the clutch factor is heavily going to be with Alcaraz, but we'll see. So we just got to see how this plays out. That was a crazy match today. Lots of up and downs. Huge win for Carlos Alcaraz. Tough one for Jannik Sinner. And may the best man win between Zverev and Ruud. And we'll see you guys after the finals. Take care, and thanks for being here.